Hello ladies and gentlemen, it is me, your ever faithful Victor Dmitrich Huliganov. The purpose of this particular video is to provide a kind of introduction to the overall Russian course. It is probably a little bit premature to do this, as at the current moment in the Russian course, at time of speaking, is done 10 lessons in the first series, which is RL 101, which is like the 101 of Russian course. It is for learning Russian alphabet without necessarily reference to the grammar, and the earlier lessons are even made so that it will be for Cyrillic alphabet as used in all versions. Only later do we get a more specifically Russian version of the Cyrillic alphabet coming in towards the later of those 10 lessons. So the maximum use is at the beginning, where I begin showing those letters which are common to both the Latin and the Cyrillic systems. After all those which come after that, those which come from Greek, then which come from Hebrew, then which are specific only to the Cyrillic system, those which are particularly specific to Russian language. In those 10 lessons, at the final of those, we put them all in the right order of the alphabet, and we learn a little bit about the handwriting version as well. That makes a 10 lesson course on the alphabet. So if you don't know Russian alphabet, you want to learn this, you go to the RL 101 series. If you want a refresher, go to the beginning of the RL 101 series. After this, or if you already well know the alphabet, you can go to 102 series. I am now into finished 17th lesson and put it up. I am now on 18th lesson. There will probably be about 30 lessons in the 102 series. What is in the 102 series is a Russian grammar from the point of view of gradually getting into things which are more complicated, starting with the things which are more easy, more palatable. The idea was and is to start with prepositions instead of nouns, pronouns instead of nouns, put in prepositions, put in the pronouns, put in the verbs, the simplest conjugations, regular conjugations, and then going through the less regular of the 1B, which we started to do, and then gradually to the second conjugation, which we didn't start to do yet. In the meantime, we're doing a review at the moment at about lesson 17, 18, 19 of the prepositions. We are covering all the cases, but from the point of view of pronouns. Later you will know what cases are, and already have that behind you when we come to do the more complicated areas of the nouns and the adjectives and the numerals, which we will do in the 103 course. Some people believe you should start off, and Lenin himself believed in starting off when you learn a new language with the nouns and the adjectives. He said that was how he did it. But he was quite an intelligent man. They did take his little brain and have a look at how it worked in the Soviet Union to see. Lenin's brain has been this object of many looking at by many scientists. But for the normal human being, you want to start with that which will get you a lot of benefit for not so much work, and then if you like doing it, you can progress to perfection over things which are giving you less additional effect but for more work. And that's the basis of my course, and that's what makes my course different to other people's courses. Okay? Now, I don't suggest you only do my video course. I suggest you use it as a supplement to a book or other course. In fact, I don't believe in using only one course, but I do believe in that you should take a book or course and use it, the vocabulary in it, put into the gold list system. And therefore, you cannot learn a language proficiently just by watching videos. I'm sorry, it would be a lovely world if you could. You can't do it on its own, okay? and so therefore you need to learn about gold list system. There are a couple of videos about gold list system with me. It's my system, it is working. Many people, I get a lot of feedback. I'm going to be doing in the future weeks some of my mailbag about it. If you want to ask questions and have them in that mailbag, I got a lot of questions already, but if you want to be in the mailbag for the questions about gold list system, now's your chance before I finally do it. The questions which many of you have asked me in the mail, I prefer to answer on video rather than individually, because a lot of people will get the version, the benefit from that version of doing it. Whereas if I write to you a personal letter, okay, it might make you feel good because you got a personal letter from the author of the system. Maybe in a few years' time you will say, oh look, I got a personal from the person that devised this system, so I feel very motivated to use gold list system. But you understand, it's much better for me to do something which make a big benefit for a lot of people at once, because I don't get that much free time. So I hope if you write me a personal letter and you get back left answer like okay or thank you very much, it doesn't mean you think I'm brushing you off. I do appreciate the letters, I do appreciate the compliments that I got and the feedback that the system works, and there's an awful lot of people writing this. I'm sorry that I can't write big amounts, one word for every one word you've written to me. I've read everything, I've liked everything, I've enjoyed it all. Please keep writing, but please also forgive if I'm going to do a video which will answer many people at once. Okay, you probably will get a mention in the video rather than an individual letter. Okay. So, that having been said, getting back to the introduction to the course. The course started off basically shortly after Victor Huliganov character began to make videos. He started off with just singing songs and comedy, and these elements are still included in the lessons. So every lesson should end with either a song or a joke, or sometimes both, if it's possible. Okay, so I put in a song and the joke. At first it was any songs, because, well, I sing a lot of songs. But over the course of time, as we got into the 102 course, I tried more to make relevant songs. So you can hear Russian songs mainly, of a differing type. Some of them are more ballads, classical songs, some of them are folk songs. I will probably put in a few church songs or religious songs as well. Probably I might have some children's songs, so you get a variation of the whole breadth of Russian music in these songs. And as well, the more we go on and the more you are able to do it, it includes the teaching of the song, what it means at least, and possibly also the subtitles will be included in these songs. Okay, the jokes, well, they're in English. Some of them have the theme related to the lesson, some of them are simply just for light relief. You cannot really carry on doing language for too long at a sitting without a little bit of a light relief. You need to learn for 20 minutes and then go away, do something else for 10 minutes and come back again afterwards. So for this, video is very good medium, but you have to know how it works, how the mind works, how the memory works. Reading my essays on the gold list system, watching the videos about the gold list system will all help. It's all part of a whole package. Some of it doesn't even have to do specifically with Russian, but about the learning of any language. But those of you who are learning Russian will get the maximum benefit from what I'm offering here, because I'm doing a Russian course. So, some of you have criticized in the films, the actual videos of lessons, saying that there's mistakes made. Okay, there is mistakes made. I'm not a person who can sit and make sure it's perfect before I can put it up, and I'm doing it all on my own. If you look at BBC Russian Language and People, which is a very good course, unfortunately not available anywhere these days, you can see many people on the list of credits. There's a whole list of credits at the end with about 10-15 different people. Okay, and most of these even had to do with it, whereas I'm doing this completely on my own. Okay, I didn't ask anybody, please do my subtitling for me, please do this and this for me, please do the research, please do the course design, la-di-da. I didn't do it. It's all just me, and really, I'm telling you, if you knew what I do in my time, how much stuff I got, You will probably be surprised I do it at all. But I do like to do it for you. I know that you like it. When I started, I just meant to do the course on the alphabet. But because I got such a good response and people saying do it more, I decided to also to get into the language and do the 102 course, which was never intended right at the beginning. Only was intended really to do the alphabet. And now I'm doing the course because you asked for it. Okay? Now, probably at the end of the 102 course, which have a 30 lessons, I do the 103 course. Probably that might be another 30 lessons. In total, you're going to get about 70 lessons, of which you so far have 27 lessons, and one, number 18, is nearly done. Okay, I just have to, get enough time private to do the cutting and the subtitling and all of this stuff. Because when I do it, I do it uncut, and then I have to cut out some of the mistakes. Some of you say these mistakes are very bad. You have to redo it because you're misleading people. I don't redo anything. Okay, the course is free. You take it with the mistakes in it. What you need to do is you read the comments as well at the bottom, and they tell you. People will have told, this is spelled, you spelled it wrong, you made a mistake. Sometimes I made a mistake, not a great deal of mistakes, but I made some mistakes in doing the course. So you read the comments under the course, and some of them will explain to you what the mistakes are. If I don't agree with what the comment says, then of course I will say, or somebody else will say, it's not true. But in the main, it's perfectly fair comment to write underneath that I didn't get everything right. And so you take the video together with the comments people make underneath. You're welcome to add your own comment. I don't take it personally if people point out the mistakes. They should point the mistakes out. It's part of it. If somebody is asking questions, don't wait for me to answer. If you know the answer, please add the answer. I will not feel offended if you are adding the answer. To this end as well, there are two more areas in which you can get help on this. One of these is a Facebook. If you're looking up Huliganov on Facebook, you will find by Lafin Majo, one of the subscribers to these videos, you will see a Facebook in which you can join and enter discussions, okay, about this matter. Okay. Another place you will find the help is on a Google group. If you know a Google Beta Google Beta, there's also one of those which is groups.google.com, and it's /group /Huliganov. I believe that's correct. So in any event, if it isn't, I write it on the video later. But basically, that are the two places you can go for more discussions than is possible in the format below, because as you know, you got a very small limit of words. It's not trading properly, so you can't really get much of a discussion, whereas you could get more community element going if you want to have an extension beyond the possibilities of discussions. What is down there, for example, if you're wanting to send up a file, or if you're wanting to do something like that, then both the Face group and the Google group give you these opportunities to do. I don't go to either of them as regularly as I should, but hopefully, once again, I can rely on people who want to helping other peoples to learn Russian. Some of you are more advanced, some of you are really Russians, and you're only watching this to have a laugh at somebody doing a Russian accent like this. But if you can help, go ahead and help. I'm not going to be offended if somebody go and talk to myself. I don't live from this, okay? Maybe you got some real Russian lecturers out there want to drum up a bit of custom. I really don't mind. I'm not trying to do you out of a business. I don't make no money from this, okay? So, if you want to ask me questions about what the texts I recommend, what textbooks I recommend, is a little shop, and you can see this little shop, which is an Amazon shop. You can see the link is on the landing page of this channel, the Usenet Post channel. That's youtube.com/Usenet Posts, and if you look down the left hand side, you'll see the little link to my A-store on Amazon. You think, so you are making the money. Yes, so far I made 14 American cents. Basically, it's there so you can see what I recommend. doesn't mean you have to buy there. If you can buy cheaper elsewhere, go ahead, go buy elsewhere. Only buy from there if you cannot get cheaper. I don't need your money. I don't need it, okay? If you want to buy from there and it's costing you more money and you just don't care, okay, because you made out of the money, okay, be sure I don't get anywhere near the benefit what is getting the Amazon. So basically it's not possible for you to say to me you're making a profit out of this in adventure. Getting this servant to come into to see if I am properly dressed, but as you say, I already put on my tuxedo and my tie and everything, so this servant has gone away again. I don't need a whaley. What do you think? Do I look like somebody that can't put on the own shirt? I don't want a whaley. I have my own ability to put on the dress shirt and the bow tie and the tuxedo. I don't need a whaley to come in and do this. The whaley can go somewhere else. But nice looking one, I have to say. Anyway, lady, of course. We don't have that kind of activities in Russia. So, basically, getting back to the relevant details. If you want to learn Russian, if you come looking for a Russian, you come to the right place, as the song says. Okay, this is good place for your Russian language. If you want to ask me for a DVDs of all the lessons, you can ask. One day I might even do, but I don't have time right now. If somebody else want to make the DVD, you can. But really, if you want to make a MP3s, DVDs, what you like, I'm not stopping you. But of course I don't get the hits then, so that's what I like to see, the hits, because at least I can see that people getting the benefit. If you go away and you're taking the MP3 and what have you, take it away in your little podcasting machines, I don't see you even doing it. So I don't know whether it's a success or not. And I'm not doing it. I'm not going to get to the 70th lesson in the 100th series and then even possibly be persuaded to do some advanced course with the 200 series when I would look at literature. If I do it, if I ever get that far past the 70th lesson, I would start to turn to literature a little bit. But will I do this? Well, this is the question. If people watch a lot and give the lots of hits and subscribe to the channel, then I do more. If you don't subscribe, if you don't watch, then I think to myself, nobody needs this. What shall I spend the time on? Shall I do a Russian lesson, or shall I upload an episode of Talking Radio? Well, I'll upload the Talking Radio because it's going to get more hits. It's obvious. Yeah, I can put up for the same amount of time and effort it takes to do the one lesson. I could probably do 10 shows at 4 hours long of Talking Radio. So, and a lot of people like that, I can tell you. So, basically, it's up to you. You want it, you use it. And then I know, if you give me the hits, I know you need it. If you don't give me the hits, I'm not trying to blackmail you at all. Would I do that? Do I look like somebody who will, exert undue pressures? I wouldn't do something like that, would I? But if I see the hit, then I know you want. If I don't see the hits, then I don't know that you want. And what am I going to do, a Russian lesson for the benefit of my health? So please, remember, watching, subscribing, linking to other places. You don't have to ask me if it's a non-profit link if it's a non-profit website and is a linking to me and is accrediting me. You don't have to ask. You can just go ahead and do. Okay? As long as I'm getting the hit here, this is important. So it's a linking here, so I get the hit. I don't want you necessarily copying them and putting them somewhere else which isn't hitting here. But you can make the link through. You can have the embedding. Everything is free for embedding. You don't have to ask me. You can syndicate it onto whatever. As long as the link is coming back to YouTube, is fine by me. Okay, so if you want to making of it your AdWord, well, then probably we might talk a little bit about some sharings. No, I don't need to make a money. I don't need. I got more money than you can even think about. Don't worry about the monies. Okay, what you need to worry about, okay, is only, can I put the prices on the channel for the competitions? Because sometimes I'm making little competitions amongst the regular viewers, and if I have a little money on the channel, then it will be a fund for prizes. I'm not digging into my family fund to give it the prizes, but if the channel generates itself any money, then it will be used for prizes. I don't want to make any money off the internet and have to add to my tax thingamajig, tax return. So if any money come, money in, money out, I'm not taking. Okay, the same with the shop, the same with anything here, even if you're making an advert and embedding to a place with the adverts on, and I say, well, come on, give something to the channel, is only for viewers, nothing for me. Okay, remember, I am getting a different dividend. I think they call it the vanity dividend. Yeah, you're looking at my ugly face and it make me happy. So here we go. So keep watching. That's the idea. Tell your friends. I have enough when I see other videos, the courses on this YouTube, more popular than mine, who don't have a systematic approach to grammar, who don't really have a full course in mind, and not really regularly making, which is certainly here you have got already 27 lessons. You don't get them anywhere but on YouTube. There's a few on a couple of websites that did a deal with me, but I probably, I didn't see any hits, so I probably will not continue with them. So basically, you want the course, you come to YouTube, and basically you can learn Russian this way as part of a calorie controlled diet, and as part of using a number of other methods as well, all linked in to using the gold list method. Okay, this will give you the best chances of success without the wasting of your time, because time is of the essence. I got the money, but I don't have time. So I want to do this effectively, and I want you to use your time also in an effective way. That's what gold list method allows to do. You can watch, you will see the logic of it. So that was little introduction to this whole RL101, RL102. Later will be RL103. I just never did an introduction at the beginning because I didn't really plan anything. I just did it, it just happened. But now I gone back to the beginning to make this little introduction to the whole Russian language lessons. From here, if you want to do the Russian language 101, then you go, you look it up, Some Enchanted Evening to Learn Russian. From there should be links in. You got the playlists there, it's playlisted by various people. You can follow the playlists that are there, or you can follow the video responses where the next lesson is responded from the last one. Also, the related links panel down the side should help you get to the next lesson. Okay, shouldn't be too difficult. I'm getting emails from people saying, oh, we don't know where to find the next lesson. I think, to be honest, I don't take that very seriously, because I think it's there if you look, to get from one lesson to the other. Most people are finding no trouble with this. And subscribe, please, subscribe to the channel. I got 1,000, nearly 300 subscribers. I want more. I love all my subscribers personally. Not physically, of course, but personally. And I want to have more. So spread the love, join, subscribe, get other people in. If you're a Russian student, please don't just keep it all under the head. I know I'm giving you strategic advantage, but share and share alike. Maybe somebody else, another student, got a good learning hint for you, so you share with the other student about Huliganov's Russian course, they perhaps give something of their secrets to you. Okay? Maybe they don't, have a better Russian course than this, because I believe it's the best. Maybe I'm not right there, but I believe it's the best. But maybe if they don't have a good Russian, maybe they give you a good tip where to drill for oil or something. I don't know. Okay? So, maybe they got a good recipe from their grandma. You never know. Giving somebody a secret, they could give you one back. So, even what color underwear they wearing. Maybe they tell you this in exchange for letting on about this course. So it could be very beneficial to you to share that information to other people. Alright, so I think that's everything I wanted to say. Good luck with the learning. Счастливого пути, that means happy journey. Okay, because the learning is a journey. You should have a destination in mind. It might be 10,000 words. It might be fluency, which is a little bit of a fluid destination. Or it could be a journey which simply is beyond the next hill, to see what is there, like the explorers of old, like stout Cortes and all his men, who look at each other with a wild surmise, silent as on a peak in Darien. Okay? That's Keats, by the way. Anyway, you might have a journey like this. You might discover in the Russian language is like a peak on Darien, where you look and you see the vistas, all the hills of South America. Well, they don't speak Russian that much in South America, but you get the impression, you know what I mean. So, happy journey, счастливого пути, and see you again on the courses.